I got the Surfjet back in the barn. I'm gonna pull the motor today. I'm gonna take it apart, hopefully. Well, probably take it apart. I'm gonna try to refoam it. I noticed when I was standing on it, I started pushing in pretty bad. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but you want that to be firm. You don't want all that slop in there. That's not good. It's going to cause problems with the fiberglass eventually. So all that holds this thing on are these 4 bolts, and this one are kind of broken already, so I'm going to have to drill and tap those most likely. This plate, it's called the belly pan. I already got that disconnected, so I'm just going to get this motor pulled off of here. Comes off in one piece. It's really easy. Got to disconnect the fuel line, and then we should be able to just yank it off. I gotta pull this wire out. I'm just gonna rip it off. Okay. Fuel line disconnected. Primers are disconnected. And then from what I'm seeing, oh no. Just cut this too. Ooh, the throttle has to come off too. That's not as much fun. Alright, give me a minute. If you look, let's see if it'll adjust. No? Anyways, there's a compression fitting in there, so I'm just gonna get that. I got it disconnected, so just be able to put the motor up and take her out. Hopefully, we'll see. Alright, let's try this again. Alright. Huh. Alright, I got the motor off, so now we can see what we're actually working with. This is kind of fried. Oh yeah. So when I was running it, I was getting smoke coming out at this throttle point right here. And that means it was coming all the way from this exhaust port, traveling through the entire board and up into here. So I got to take this thing apart and refoam it. Shouldn't be too hard. Got a little bit of damage back here I got to be conscientious of, and right here. Gotta get the gas tank out too. I don't know how this is held in. Oh, it just sits there. Nice. Alright. A motor and a gas tank out. That easy. So the next steps are going to be to drill out these rivets and pull this pull this entire rubber piece off. I think it's only the 4 rivets in the back. Oh my gosh, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, perfect. Alright, I'm just going to work my way around and pull this white rubber off all the way around. And we'll see what we got to do after that, because it doesn't seem like it's going to be too bad. Unfortunately, it looks like I'm not the first person to do this. So I'm seeing a lot of rivets, and then spots where rivets were. And I'm not liking that. So somebody went in here for some reason, I don't know why yet. I'm going to have to get the drill. I'm just going to go through and get all those drilled out, and then we'll pop this cover off and officially have an idea of what's going on inside this thing. Well, let's see how this goes, hey? Okay, I got all the rivets taken out. I got the edges pounded down. I'm just going to try to pull this cover off without breaking it. That's the main thing. So you got a hydraulic line. Oh, yeah, that's fried. There's random chunks of wood in here. Got two in the back. You have to remake those, but all this foam up here was pretty well spent, and it's all waterlogged too. And that's just I gotta replace all that. This is just soaked back here. Alright, now I'm just going to go through, I'm going to break up all this foam and then throw it all out. But I figure the best way to do it is with a hammer. This isn't going to be the best way to do it. So I'll work for a bit, but once I get further down I don't want to hit the top plate, so I got to think of something else to do. So this stuff is so waterlogged that when I hit it, I push on it, water starts coming out of it. This is just nasty. I mean, it looks so gross. I know it doesn't really matter how it looks because it's flotation, but bruised bananas for sure. And I'm going to take a few minutes, go get some food, and then I'll be right back at it. Alright, gonna get back to it. Just gotta get the rest of this foam out, get that chunk off. And I think that's probably gonna do it for tonight. But I'm gonna get that done and I'll get all that cleaned up. Alright, unfortunately I lost a lot of footage. You know, I was going through and doing the refoaming, and something happened, the card corrupted, but I did get it refoamed. I don't know, you can see in there, there's new foam. So, I got all that in. I'm waiting on the recoil and actual pull cord to show up. This thing before, you saw earlier, it was all floppy. Now it's all solid. So what I'm thinking is whoever did this before didn't do it properly and actually just kind of left voids. So what I noticed when I was putting this together, it was that this top plate sank in, so I had to stuff it. And I used all sorts of different kinds of foam. But I stuffed it full, and then I really pulled the sides down, so it's not riveted or sealed yet. I got screws holding it together while the foam was curing, but it's solid now. The first guy that redid it didn't do it right. I did it right. At least I think I did it right. So I was waiting for parts for the motor, get the motor put back on, get it all sealed up. You know, I gotta do a little bit of fiberglass repair here. This crack. Here. Just a few little things left, but I think we have an actual chance. Also in the future, I'm going to paint this Hemi orange. I think it'll look pretty good. Painted the bottom too. Bottom's nice and black and shiny now. My buddy was here, he helped me do the foaming, and he said it looks like a cop boat. So in here, we have a chunk of wood. There's a gap filler. I just took some heavy duty automotive sealant that's temperature resistant, and I coated the wood, got it all glued together. That's actually what I'm going to use on here as well. I think we're going to have a pretty good machine. I mean, these things are just rare, so it's really, really neat, you know? It's not like you see these going around lakes or anything, around the ocean or wherever you might be. I don't know. I think it's cool. Alright, here she is, all refoamed, ready to float. I did replace that recoil, but as you can see, it's still messed up. So I think, well, I'll show you this quick. So, got all new rivets, where it needed rivets. This stuff's called Vulcum. It's kind of like a black tar adhesive, I don't know, it's really, really good. So it floats. I got the recoil spring in. I got to figure out something with this rope. This side, you can see all these rivets that are in there. I still got a couple screws I got to take out. Oopsie daisies. Those are going to cut me, aren't they? Alright, anyways, I think this will do it for this video. I'm going to make another one of it actually running and maybe using it. It's going to be hard to film because I don't have a waterproof case for this camera and I kind of need one. So if you do want to see this thing running and being used for the first time in, I don't know, what is it, like 15, 20 years? Stay tuned because I'll have that coming out soon.